Yo, what's up guys, it's Soffi here, coming up at you. Today we're going through my Funday Sunday League Season 2 performances. Over the last couple of months I've been fighting for the championship in this casual league. Stick around to see it go all the way to the last lap of the last race. So just to give you an idea of the type of racing that goes on in this league, there are no rules rounds and there are Verstappen standards rounds. No rules rounds are completely no rules, but Verstappen standards mean that you have to race kind of cleanly. This is round 1, race 1. This was a Verstappen standards round, and after taking pole position for race 1 here, our soon-to-be championship rival, Dominic Thiessen, or Sick, as I like to call him, his Discord username is Sick Individuals, and that's what everyone calls him. He pulls off an incredibly aggressive move here, borderline Verstappen standards, and I'm going to get my revenge as we come into turn 4 with an even more aggressive move. Almost sending him into the Shadow Realm, and we are back up into the lead. Now take a look at this. The drivers behind are going to have all the lag in the world. Repercussions all the way to the back of the grid. Sparks flying everywhere. And this was because Sick was hosting on a PS4, which was for some reason louder than a hurricane. And everyone was lagging all over the place because his connection was so poor. We're going to skip to the end of lap 2 here. Mzine gets a better exit out of the banked hairpin, and he's going to charge up to us all the way through to the first corner. He takes that wide line on the second to last corner to time the slipstream and pull off this move. And we are going to keep it fairly clean this time as Mzine comes through. And I fall down to second. There was pretty much no contact, I think. But I'm going to have a bad line out of turn 3, going over the sausage curb, losing a lot of momentum. And we fall to a second behind. We come towards the end of lap 4 here then, coming towards the banked hairpin. I'm going to make a move down the inside, back into the lead. Thanks to the effect of boost, which was also on, as I mentioned earlier, we caught up comfortably to the back of Mzine. And we make our way to the first corner. Now, Verstappen standards was a relatively new concept to this league, and Sick, the league owner, was prepared to take a lenient view on incidents. So incidents like these were not going to get penalised then, as Mzine puts us into the grass. Let's get a view of it from my onboard. We go all the way into the barrier, Sick comes past, and following a lag spike, Jimmy comes past as well. Now, Jimmy's going to have a weird incident on the exit of this left-hander here. It appears that he goes for a takeout on Sick, which then completely backfires, probably because of a lag spike or something. Sick is unaffected and remains a few seconds ahead, but I move ahead of Jimmy up into P3. Coming towards the end of lap 5, and Mzine and Sick are battling hard for the lead, which combined with my boost is going to allow me to catch up to the pair of them pretty quickly. A bit of contact coming out of turn 1. Mzine isn't going to get the exit he would like out of turn 2. This will allow me to catch up and get my revenge on the Belgian. Let's have a look at it from my point of view. Good exit. And then I just jank the joystick on my controller towards the right, and we put Mzine in the grass. We may have just passed KC on the left there. He's going to be a championship rival later on in the season. However, in this round 1, he was serving 20 drive-through penalties, the reason of which I cannot remember, so he was pretty irrelevant in this race. Coming up to the bank's hairpin, have a look at that. We go for a takeout on Sick, because why not? I thought that if for round 1 we're taking a lenient view on Verstappen standards for this round, I might as well try and take him out, but it completely backfired as we have a lag spike and goes through him. So on lap 7 we make sure that there is no lag spike as we punt him off slightly into the grass and retake the lead. Then there's another lag spike just 1 lap later, and all of a sudden he's ahead of us by ghosting through us. And I was getting really, really tired of these lag spikes and Sig's poor internet connection. So, to try and take Sig out of contention so we don't have to worry about him, we put him in the gravel. Because why not? Because it's allowed for this round, clearly. If we're just going to treat it as a no-rules round, then why not? We're all having fun after all. Coming on to double digits of laps then, and I'm going to let Mzine through before he could take me out with an overtake. Now, this was a thing with no rules rounds. Let's say that this is a no rules round because we clearly weren't penalising anything that was too serious for the Verstappen standards. One thing was that sometimes you would just find no contact in any races, no crashes, no nothing. And the reason for that was because, well, it was just quicker and you could just run away from the pack like that. Now, Mzine wasn't going to have any of it though. As we come out of the banked hairpin, that was within Verstappen standards, that shove. Pushing and shoving is fine, we stay on the track, so it's not that deep. Coming out of this hairpin, we're going to have another chance down into the banked hairpin thanks to our exit. This time we have the inside. And can we get this move done into the banked hairpin? There's a little bit of smoke, a little bit of contact. Another lag spike as we ghost through Mzine. We shove him a little bit wide into the gravel on the exit, and our battling is unfortunately going to cost us a lot of time to the cars behind. Sick comes through, Jimmy, a lapped car, unfortunately puts us in the wall, and I show him what I thought of that by putting him in the gravel as well. So with Jimmy dispatched, I could focus on Mzine. I really wanted to get past Mzine at this point. This was a crucial point because races are 15 minutes long, and as you can see in the bottom corner, we're 12 minutes in. And I really wanted to get past Mzine because then I would be able to use the effective boost to catch up to Sick just before the end. Mzine lost control of his Alpha under braking going into the left-hander, so we go straight up into second. Our sights are set on Sick, who has mad oversteer. I think he went deep into the banked hairpin and then used the handbrake to avoid going into the gravel, which is good for him, but now we're right on his exhaust. Alpha versus Alpha. Can we make the move going into turn one? We can, as Sick does choose to let us through on this occasion. And this was a bit earlier than when I wanted to take the lead, because there's still 2 minutes left and Sick was right behind. However, have a look at this. Sick cuts the corner there at turn 3. He's going to cut turn 4 as well, and it's just too much. As he gets reset, it relieves the pressure on us, and we will come home to take a comfortable win. Mzine won't catch us in time. I just want to bring this to your attention, by the way. On the final lap, KC, who was 2 or 3 laps down, he had so much boost that he came through so fast, I mistook it almost for a Ferrari 458 GT3. Gave me a right jump scare. But yeah, as you can see, taking home a comfortable win in the end. So that was just to show you the basics of FSL there. That was the opening race of the season. I'm going to take you very briefly through my other wins this season. This is race 2, also of round 1. Round 1, of course, as you can guess, had a Italian theme around it. Race 1 was Group 4 related. Now this was an absolute masterclass on my side. I had mastered the corner cuts. Into turn 1, because I had so much power and so little grip, it was so much faster to just take the chicane at high speed, get reset, and just continue on my way. But have a look at this. This is the best corner cut here at Ascari. Utilising our 4-wheel drive over the gravel, creating a 4-second gap as the others couldn't work out the corner cut. They couldn't do it because they were on rear-wheel drive tyres. Those who did work out that it was faster, they took a little while to master it. The gap stabilised at around 15 seconds to second place by around the halfway mark of the race. But as you can see, an even more comfortable win than last time, far more comfortable, as we win by, as I said, 15-16 seconds. First 2 races of the season, first 2 wins. But have a look at this. I want to take you through KC's race here in race 2 because he had an absolute blunder. Already he was a bit unhappy. Not in a great mood, clearly. Didn't like being pushed around. This is on the opening lap coming out of Ascari. Just spins it on his own on the exit, and he falls down to last. This is on lap 3, so thanks to the effective boost, he's already made his way back up to 4th. And while trying to pass Matty absolutely abuses Verstappen standards. That was not Verstappen standards. And Casey falls back down to last. And things are just not going to get better for him here. As he goes off into the gravel at Ascari, he gets the rear wheel drive effect that I was talking about earlier. And he falls even further last, even further back from the pack. At Lesmo 1, Nippon's just going to punt him into the gravel. And he falls down to last again. And then when he makes his way back up the field, back up to 4th again, at the same corner, he goes off on his own. And he falls back down to 7th, again behind Emzine. This time Nippon is behind him. And coming into Lesbo 2, he's going to give him a little punt. And he's into the gravel and back down to last again. And he was fuming, was Casey. So he had a nervous breakdown, goes for an absolute swipe, absolute takeout. Mega takeout at the first chicane, which actually works out for him, to be fair. He does get ahead of Emzine and Nippon, but just to show you how angry he was at this point, I'm going to play you a clip of his live reaction.
It put me all the way back here!
Man, I've had enough of the people in this fucking office. I've been rules the whole way, and I've been fucked over.
Casey meltdown, Casey meltdown.
Casey meltdown.
Give me all the point deductions you want, man. Give me all the point deductions you want.
I'm down, I'm in.
Casey, €20,000 fine.
Community service.
Yeah, community service. Go to Africa,
And unfortunately for Casey, things still didn't get better for him. He passes the guy we call the Swedish barcode at the inside into the entry at Roger, but the guy just spins him out on the exit, and Nippon is going to give him a couple of shoves as they enter Lesmo 1. And Casey was having none of it. He'd fallen back down to 6th, and so into Ascari. One final attempt at a takeout. He goes for Nippon and absolutely misses. He might look like he makes contact, but just look at Nippon continuing like nothing happened. It's absolutely amazing. Let's have a look at it from Nippon's point of view. Casey just flies through, goes straight on, no contact with Nippon, and Casey's just going to spin on his own while trying to rejoin the track, and that's going to be the end of his race. He went on to finish last behind Emzine, I think. Moving swiftly on then to our next race win. This is qualifying for round 3, race 1 here. Now, I was absolutely on the pace because of this. Absolutely epic corner cut. You love to see it. And this would gain me so much time because the others didn't know about this corner cut. And they went around me so they couldn't see me doing the corner cut. We set a 1 minute 16.4. And just for the record, this is the best lap from P2. Notice how he doesn't cut the corner. And as he comes across the line, he's only going to set a 1 minute 17.5. But we're going to make a stupid mistake here from pole position, completely forgetting to use the brake pedal at the start. We're going to fall all the way to the back. But our charge back up the field is already going to begin as we try to block our friend Ruben, who goes straight on into the gravel trying to avoid me. Now, round 3 was a no rules round, so what I did was allowed, and Ruben went on to recover anyway, thanks to boost. But we were freed up to make our way forward, Casey getting a load of oversteer, blocking the Belgian, already up to P2. And by the halfway point of the lap, Sick, well, I mean, we're going deep, but nowhere near as deep as Sick. And he's all the way into the gravel, and we're already back up into 1st. Now, as I said in my last video here on the channel, I'm usually pretty good with the karts. Now, that's because I have a lot of experience with the kart on Gran Turismo 6 and 7, so I guess I'm really used to how the kart handles. The other guys spinning out everywhere, probably not as used to the lack of grip. And as you can see, I didn't need to gain so much time on them, so I didn't really cut the corners. Ruben crossing the line, 1 lap down as the timer ran out. We're 4 or 5 corners ahead, nearly half a lap ahead, catching the guys who had not yet crossed the line. And it was another crushing victory. There's just no other way to put it. Moving on to round 5, race 1 then, and as we're held at the lights, we're going to deliberately not use the brakes. Trying a tactic that we saw in the GTRC Banger Racing off-season video. I don't know if you guys remember that, I hope you guys do, but unfortunately it's not going to fully pay off. We do lose 1 position at the start here, but we're going to dive up the inside of Casey. We don't fully maximise the outside line here at turn 1. That is the fastest line here at Lake Louise, using the outside line, using the banking really. And Littler and I, well, Luke Littler as we like to call him on the channel, we're going to run away, and this was going to be a domination race, another crushing domination here, but we had 2 setbacks. Firstly, we were given a drive-through penalty before the round started, don't ask why, but secondly because of this, a massive spin coming out of turn 2, and we're going to fall to the back of the pack. And I decided, do you know what? Okay, that's fine. There's still 7 minutes left of the race. We can still charge up to the front of the pack if we serve the drive-through penalty this lap. The one benefit that we got out of this was that Littler had made contact with us during the spin, and he'd fallen behind Emzine, and that was going to make my charge back up the field a lot easier and would make it a lot easier for me to win the race. So I had that in mind. With 6 minutes to go, 6 minutes left on the clock, and the effective boost, we're going to be trying to go for this win here, and this is going to be one of my, I want to say, greatest races ever here on Gran Turismo 7. Just 1 lap after serving our drive-through penalty, you can already see the guys right there. They're just there up in the, 100 meters in the distance. We don't have the greatest line out of turn 1. We didn't maximise that banking. But our exit speed, coupled with the sheer power and torque of the Corvette C7 Group 3 car, and of course the effective boost, meant we could comfortably catch up to the back of Emzine, and we pass him by the time we get to turn 2. Coming to turn 3 now, we've got 2 Attenzas here. We pass Pat on the inside, we move out to the outside, we're going to make contact with Sick, try and push him a little bit wide, bumping Sick out of the way. We're past Sick. Pat got back through again on the inside, but thanks to our exit speed, which was thanks in itself to taking the outside line, means we get back past Pat on the start-finish straight. Now imagine if we can get past 3 cars in one go here at turn 1. We're going to take the outside line. The guys ahead don't know that the outside line is the fastest line. All the way up onto the banking, getting past Littler. Can we make our way through? No! Casey and Senna sandwiching me in the end, but Casey is now out of the frame. And we're going to get into Littler's slipstream. Can we get past Senna? Unfortunately, it does look like he has the straight line speed. But then coming on to the final lap, just 1 lap later, it's absolute scenes at turn 1. Check this out.
Can Perez squeeze past? They're going wheel to wheel towards Vale now. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, cuts the chicane. Off goes Leclerc. Through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
And after all that, we had made our way back up to the leader. We were separated by just milliseconds on the final lap. We exchanged the lead 4 times as we come up to turn 2. I take advantage of the no rules rule. We're going to give a couple nudges to Littler. Very small nudges, but an extreme effect here on the snow. We're going to take the lead once and for all. How about that on the final lap? Let's have a look at it from Littler's point of view. I think I caught Littler by surprise because even though it was a no rules round, we were working together for the first half of the race, but very small nudges, but with massive repercussions as he loses so much time to us. It's left him vulnerable to Senna going into the final corner. Senna's going to absolutely send it down the inside, but even though he takes a wider line, a wider exit, he's not carried enough speed through, and Littler's able to get that switch back. However, he's not going to catch up to us by the finish line, even though he's got a faster car. We're going to cross the line here, and we're going to take an absolutely epic victory. Perhaps one of my greatest, as I said. First to last, to even more last, to first. How about that? Not to mention the top 3 all finishing within a second of each other as well. Moving on to round 7 then. Now, all these wins and podiums that we were accumulating were helping us get into championship contention, and at this round we could have taken the championship lead. Let's see if we will. This is round 7, race 1. The top 3 in qualifying, all within a tenth of each other, but we're going to make a race-defining move to take the lead. This was a Verstappen standards round, the only race that we won which was a Verstappen standards round. Now, I'd say my move on Senna at the first corner on the first lap was borderline Verstappen standards. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. I'd say because he kept it on the track, most important thing, and I didn't send him to the shadow realm. That's the most important thing. Now, I thought that I was going to completely dominate this race again from the front, but it didn't pan out that way, as because this was a Verstappen standards round and people weren't punting each other off everywhere, people were actually locking in and sticking with me. So when Senna catches up to us, he makes the move at turn 2, or really turn 3. Disgusting traction control user, by the way, but anyway. We're going to pull off another very aggressive move, borderline Verstappen standards again, to retake the lead. And this is going to put him behind Sick. And when the pack behind restarted squabbling for second place, I was left alone pretty much until the end of the race. I mean, it's not total domination because I did lose the lead at one point. But, hey, it is what it is. A win is a win. And this is going to be our last win of the season, but this was still the round where we took the championship lead, so stick around to the end to see if we can win the FSL Championship. I love calling it FSL. Makes it sound more serious. Put it on my CV. An intense battle between one of my championship rivals, Casey, and Tyler Davison, ending at the final corner. The top 3, all within half a second of each other. Absolutely incredible. Shout out to Luke Littler, by the way. The guy turned up to every race this round in a safety car because he didn't have any of the Formula cars. This was a Formula round, of course. He just turned up to every race and acted like the safety car does on lap 1. I don't know if it's the safety car or the medical car. But, yeah, he started acting like what those cars do on the start of a Formula 1 race. You see him waiting up for Casey there. And he's going to wait up for Tyler later on as well. He's just waiting at the back of the grid, driving one lap before they enter the pits like they do in F1. You see waiting up for Tyler here. Just waiting up for him. Waiting for him to get back on his way. And then afterwards, he just quits the race. Just does it. Because obviously, you can't park it in the pits. So, absolutely amazing. So as I mentioned, we were in championship contention, and at that round, we had taken the lead of the championship. However, we're going to come on to the final round of the championship. And speaking of Littler's safety car, this is a round that's going to feature safety cars in race 3. This was a round where I think some people really did not want me to win the championship. Matty. This guy was punting me off at every opportunity. In races 1 and 2, this guy, it's crazy. I can't explain it. This guy had a grudge against me. And as you saw, he let my main championship rival through there. Sick, of course. I mean, he really didn't want me to win the championship. He really wanted Sick to win it. And, I mean, he did a good job of blocking me. And he helped the championship fight go all the way till the final race of the final round. But I locked in, I assembled my stream minions, and we fought back against him. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play you my reaction on the final lap, because, man, this got hectic.
Championship. Chat, this has been an absolutely amazing championship. We've had the highs, we've had the lows, we've had you guys join me for it the whole way. The season championship, drivers championship, came down to the final lap on the final race. Sick in P3 is not going to outscore us by 9 points, and we are going to cross the line. Will we cross the line on the podium? We are! Not if Matty can do something about it. Oh, yes. No. Senna. Yes. And chat, we are going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, FSL champions. Let's go.
Oh my lord! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! Woo! Yes! Oh my god!
We are the champions. champions, my friend. We'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. Let's run for Tyson, 'cause we are the champions.
Thank you all so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please smash like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. This is going to be the last video before exams because I got a lock in. I've got A levels coming up, so please make sure you stick around as I will return in June. I was so happy to come away from this season as the Drivers' Champion. It was an amazing season. I was also the time attack champion, so I accumulated 2 pole positions this season, which was the joint highest, but I got to 2 pole positions first, and I was also the demolition derby champion. Takes a bit too long to describe, so I'll just throw that in there. 3 championships won this season. I will take that. This is also the second video in a row where I have done a Super GT style voiceover instead of playing my usual clips with the live commentary. So once again, let me know in the comments what you think of this style of video and if you want me to continue with this in the future. That's it from me, so once again, make sure you smash like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and always stay hype, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace!
you